That's good. Go, go, go. Just sit down, sit down, sit down here. Outside.
Sit down here.
Yeah, okay. Up, up, up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's your name?
My name is Andre.
Andre?
I'm gonna give you my contact.
Okay, please.
Look,
Andre, right?
Andre.
Andre. Okay.
Can you take the phone?
Uh,
You're filming now.
yeah, I'm filming. Yeah.
Can you pause?
Yes, it's Korean broadcast.
Okay.
In Korea, there are people,
Okay. In Korea now?
in Korea.
How many?
Now is maybe
10.
10.
Do you have a big
10.
community of Korean in
Yeah,
Korea?
yeah, in Korea, yes.
Who wants to learn French? No, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we talk later. Okay.
Okay. Because
That's
we can
great.
maybe do something.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
You have to
Wonderful.
film.
Nice.
How do you say hi in
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요? 안녕하세요.
Good, very good. What is the French?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour is hi. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, right.
Bonjour. Yeah, okay,
And
good.
enchanté, it's nice to meet you.
Enchanté.
Enchanté
Enchanté.
means nice to meet you.
I want to learning to the
Okay, okay, good.
writing and study. Beautiful. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Sure.
White hair, the lady, a very familiar face. I don't know that lady, yeah, older lady over there. Maybe you and some. Oh yeah, you nice voice, everything beautiful. Yes, that's great. Thank you.
How's the event going so far?
Wonderful.
Very good,
Thank you.
good. It's great. I like your pen too.
Oh, thanks.
You need help? You got it. You got it. Good.
Check one, two, check one, check. Testing one, two, three. Echo, Foxtrot. All good? TV, check one, two, test, 1, 2. So let me know when to stop. Good? The mind, check one, two. Testing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Shy, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. No, my alphabet. Check one, two, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Check. Right, check, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. If it's coming too low, let us know. You crank up the chord level on our side. Good, check. How's it recording now? Check. Testing. Good. The 5 pound, all of those bakers, remember now, sugar is 1 pound. Really? Oh, I love
Beautiful.
Que mañana 20 people. 20 people.
Lina.
They're all now in Korea, right?
Mm-hmm.
What time is it in Korea?
Which one?
What time is it?
What time? And now is the almost the 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
3 minutes to 2 a.m.
You know who's this? Anna, is this yours? Yeah. I need to lower it because it's in the way. Lower? Or maybe put it on the other side. On the grass.
Okay, just lower it a little bit because of the.
Okay, no problem. My friend, no problem. Here, it's okay?
Yeah, we did. Did do another. Okay. We're gonna do another sound check, mic check. For you on TV. Check, check, check. Mic check. Check. 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. How's it goes, Vinny? 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Vinny's good. Benji, you good? Everybody.
네, 주민이 한국 보내신 것 같아요. 하면서 it's okay. Minnie is Korea? 아, 예, 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 아, 예, 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
아, 예. 안녕하세요. How are you? Yes, 예. 안녕하세요. Minnie, how are you?
So you can speak Korean?
Just one second.
아, okay, I'm sorry. 아,
You come from China? Yes.
I all in New Zealand last night.
oh, she's Chinese.
Chinese, yeah. That's fine.
No fish.
Yeah, fish. Maybe see.
The ocean.
Ocean, yeah, right.
Hey, yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
A little faint. It's a UN NGO.
Yeah.
He's a friend.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Excuse me.
My name is Philip. Yeah, this is my organization. I'm support to the orphanage children in the world. Yeah, I like them. Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you very much. Anytime, keep in touch, please.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
She's a beautiful guitar player, isn't it? She's a beautiful guitar player,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Nice.
No, that's no, never seen you. That's not
Oh, you can speak Chinese.
I'm Chinese.
Oh, you're Chinese?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hi there. Whose camera is this?
Me.
Yeah, it's blocking our shot. Yeah, down and over a little bit. Down.
Okay, a little bit over. Little bit over here.
Yeah, but
Yeah, a little bit over. Yeah.
the delegates, and dear friends, good afternoon. And welcome to the 31st commemoration of the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty at the United States, at the United Nations, in the United States. I'm Martin Kalisa. I'm a member of the international leadership team of ATD Fourth World. I'm coming from Paris, and I'm very, very happy to share, to be with you, sharing this day with all of you today. In a moment, I will introduce to you the masters of ceremony for today. But first, I want to share with you how to access today's program via your cell phones. For those who have a ticket, and on the signs here, you will see some signs here. You will see the people with the QR code. You can see the QR code. This will give you access to today's program and the translation in English of text of the speakers who will speak in another language. One of our speakers will be speaking in French, and another one will be speaking in Spanish. So please look up the English texts on the QR code. If you want to share the commemoration with others, you can do so by joining our X or Twitter conversation using the hashtag IDEP2023 and hashtag #EndPoverty. See them over there. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the two masters of ceremony today. First, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Diamond Legender. She is a photographer and a videographer who was born and raised in Brownsville, Brooklyn, in New York, and she resides there. Her family and friends, which include all of us today who are here now, call her Icy. Welcome, Icy. It's a pleasure to me as well to introduce Mr. Rio Hada. He leads at the Office of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights. He works to ensure the human rights of every person are always at the forefront of sustainable development, poverty reduction, and the rule of law to leave no one behind. Mr. Hada, welcome.
Thank you for that warm welcome, Martin. Dear friends, guests who travel from far away in nearby countries, and guests who are unable to travel but are joining us through Facebook Live, to the children and young people in the audience today, my co-MC and I welcome you to the UN Garden. Today we stand together at this commemorative stone. The stone honors the victims of extreme poverty and reminds us to always include voices and knowledge in all that we do.
On October 17, 1987,
more than 100,000 people gathered at the Trocadero Plaza in Paris, where the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was signed 75 years ago. They gathered to honor the victims of extreme poverty, violence, and hunger. In 1992, the UN General Assembly declared October 17th as the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, pays tribute to their daily courage fighting poverty, and shares their aspirations for the future. This day represents a safe space for people whose voices are unheard, for the meaningful participation, for the realization of their human rights and human dignity. Today, we, people with lived experience of poverty, communities, United Nations agencies, and civil society representatives, will reflect on what type of society we want to live in, what is needed to ensure that, and recommit ourselves to the goal of ending poverty by 2030 by making a call for decent work and social protection, putting dignity in practice for all. We would like to make this commemoration participatory, and so we want to ask you to reflect and write your experiences and solutions to build an ideal society. Paper shapes will be circulated to you throughout the commemoration. There will be 3 shapes representing jobs and 3 shapes representing social rights. Please pick one shape and a pen and hold on to them until the last part of the commemoration. And after the commemoration, you're all warmly invited to our reception at the ATD 4th Ward House located at 175 First Avenue. You can find the address on the QR code also. So dear friends, I'm now pleased to introduce you to Mr. John Wilmoth, Director from the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, who will be sharing the remarks of the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres. John?
Thank you for the introduction, Rio and Icy. I'm honored to present these remarks on behalf of the Secretary General. In our world of plenty, poverty should have no home. Yet as we mark the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, nearly 700 million people are barely scraping by, living on less than $2.15 per day. Over 1 billion people are deprived of basic needs like food, water, health care, and education. Billions more lack sanitation and access to energy, jobs, housing, and social safety nets. Meanwhile, conflicts, the climate crisis, discrimination and exclusion, particularly against women and girls, are deepening the distress. This is compounded by an outdated, dysfunctional, and unfair global financial system that hinders developing countries from investing in alleviating poverty and achieving the SDGs. At current rates, almost 500 million people will still be living in extreme poverty in 2030. This is unacceptable. At the SDG Summit in September, world leaders recognized the need to reform the international financial architecture and committed to a bold plan to rescue the Sustainable Development Goals and accelerate efforts to eradicate poverty everywhere. This includes support for an SDG stimulus of at least $500 billion per year in financing for investments to achieve this. Leaders also agreed on targeted action aimed at alleviating poverty and suffering for all people, from transformed food and education systems to decent jobs and expanded social protection, as this year's theme highlights. Ending poverty is the challenge of our time, but it is a challenge we can win. On this important day, let us renew our commitment to a world free of poverty.
Thank you, John, for sharing those inspiring remarks. As the Secretary General said, ending poverty is a challenge we can win if we commit ourselves to achieving a world free of poverty where every person's human rights and dignity is recognized and respected. I would like now to introduce a group of young people from Life Project for Youth. This is an NGO focusing on the professional inclusion of young people in extreme poverty. Unfortunately, one of them, Mr. Mamadou Dioudole Diallo, a young person, was unable to join us in person today because he was refused a travel visa. So ironically, this is a reality of people living in poverty, exclusion from participation.
We wanted to make sure to ensure that Mamadou's voice was still heard on this day. We will be sharing a recording of Mamadou's message of how people are perceived and the importance of being respected in the work you do, no matter the type of work you do. Mamadou will be speaking in French. Please use the QR code to access the translation of Mamadou's statement.
Je m'appelle Mamadou Dioul Diallo, je viens de Guinée-Conakry et j'ai 26 ans. En Guinée, j'étais étudiant et aussi engagé auprès d'un parti politique. J'ai participé à pas mal de manifestations. Ça m'a causé des soucis et j'ai dû quitter le pays. Je suis passé par le Mali, le Burkina Faso, le Niger, la Libye pour arriver en Italie. Enfin, je suis arrivé en France en 2017. J'ai obtenu mon statut de réfugié en 2020. Aujourd'hui, je suis intérimaire, parfois dans le milieu du bâtiment, parfois comme préparateur de commandes. Mais quand je suis arrivé en France, au début, je ne connaissais personne. J'ai galéré. J'aime écrire. Aujourd'hui, j'écris un film pour partager mon histoire bien vécue et l'histoire de certains de mes amis. Par exemple, je travaillais dans un restaurant, je faisais la plonge, mais j'étais le moins respecté par rapport à ceux qui travaillaient à l'accueil. Peut-être parce que moi, je faisais la recette. Pourtant, faire la plonge, le ménage, ça peut être un travail décent si on te considère à la juste valeur. Quand je suis arrivé en Italie, je travaillais parfois de 7h à 18h et on nous payait 30 € la journée. C'était pour faire un travail dans la plantation tomate olive. C'est un travail très difficile et physique parce que tu vas te couper toute la journée et ça fait très mal au dos. Ces employeurs profitaient de notre situation vu qu'on n'avait pas de papier pour nous faire travailler si dur et de nous payer si peu. Et toi, tu trouves ça normal parce que tu n'as pas de foi. Parfois, tu sais que le travail n'est pas de ça, mais tu es tenu obligé de le faire pour pouvoir subvenir à tes besoins. Ce n'est pas une personne qui t'oblige de le faire, c'est parce que tu n'as pas le choix. Pourtant, on passe plus du temps au travail qu'à la maison. Alors, c'est très important d'avoir l'amour de son métier.
Thank you, Mamadou. Ms. Dian Savitri from Indonesia will now share the importance of having opportunities to know and develop your passions and yourself in order to do the work that suits you.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Dian Savitri. I'm 24 years old from Kampung Sawah, North Jakarta, Indonesia. I work as a graphic designer for a company who's specializing in personal care and beauty product marketing. I live with my 2 older sisters and my parents. Our family life is quite low-key but full of hard work and happiness. In Kampung Sawah, many people are scavengers who pick up boxes, bottles, plastic, and short and recycle it. Many people selling food, do laundries, and making really small business, including my father, because it's a bit difficult to find a job in this area, because this area has left behind. Me, I have passionate about art, especially drawing and painting since I was little. When I was in junior high school, I asked my mom, can you buy me a laptop? Because there was a help from the government, so we can have a laptop. My mom told me, yeah, you're good at this. Why don't you find a school that makes you really skillful in this area? Because nearby my area, there is a school with multimedia concentration. I don't like selling things. So I told my mom, I don't think that I want to work in the marketing field directly selling something to people. That's why I want to make myself more skillful. This way, I can have more opportunities than the other people who live in this area. I love the creativity and the freedom of expression that I can manifest through graphic design. So I tell myself, this is the things that you want, this is the job that you want, and you have to pursue it. So I can say the most important thing is to get to know about yourself, knowing what you want to do. And of course, you still need support in what you want to do. To have skill training and open yourself to opportunity, and of course, to take a chance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear. Miss Lakshmi Chauhan from India will share a message of determination despite facing discrimination as a woman.
Hello everyone, I'm Lakshmi. I'm 24 years old. I have lived my whole life in Sangam Bihar, New Delhi in India. It's difficult to find a good job in my family. In my area. There are 6 family members in my family. My father is owner of a little grocery shop, and my mother is helping. To me, decent work is when I deliver a good work and company gives a fair price. I have experience in selling and handling e-commerce platform, but in reality, my dream is to become a dancer and actor. I feel very positive and happy when I'm dancing. I felt all the pressure and all the stress. However, I'm facing some problems. The neighbor says to me, my family, she's not a good girl. She's wearing bad dresses. But I'm choosing my own way. I do shows, dance competition, and come home at late night. Because of this, my parents were angry and did not support me. And also, money is barrier. I had joined a dance group, but I could not join the dance academy in Mumbai because it was too expensive. Then I tried to open my own dance studio. But the COVID pandemic had started and I could not pay the rent, so I closed my classes. Then my parents says you need to work to support the family. But if I choose dance, then my salary won't be good as good, and I will not be savings. That's why my parents say to change career option because it gives you life choices. It's a lot of pressure for me, but dancing is important to me and I want to follow my passion. I took some time to talk to my parents about my career, my dance, and my own life. This time they didn't think about the neighbors. They thought about me. It's not always easy, but if I'm happy, they are also happy.
Wow.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Ms. Samira Hamuda, who also has inspirational determination, will now share a message of supporting her community and women's empowerment.
Hello everyone, I'm Smara Samir Hamouda. I'm 23 years old and from the Akkar region in Lebanon. Akkar is a poor area where it's very rare to find a job. I know people like pharmacists and engineers who are working in supermarkets and as waiters. I'm translator. I graduated 2 years ago and haven't found a job. In my village, there's one only public school. There's limited electricity provided by the government, but some villages have a generator. My father has one and he helps others get electricity. I see some young girls who get engaged. They generally stop going to school after getting married. Children and young people should all have the right to continue their education. For this reason, I joined the NGO LP4Y, Life Project for Youth, where I can learn how to open my own NGO. My dream is to lead an organization that will help poor families, support women's rights, and help children with their education. I am already working with 7 women to help people in our village. One of them is a lawyer, to teach us our rights and to support women to get involved in politics. My cousin, who is a dietitian, is going to help us with awareness raising on the issues of motherhood, nutrition, and how to prevent diabetes. And I can also give English classes. The main issue we are facing now is that we cannot get the NGO registered, and we can't get the funding until we are official. So it's a big problem to get the papers because the government is closed. I call every 2 days. They always tell me to call back in a month. But despite all these problems, my dream remains. I know I want women to enter society and to obtain all their rights. I want women to go out in the streets freely without having a man with them.
Yes.
That's why my motto is never give up. Great things take time.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Diane, Lakshmi, Sumaira, and Mamadou for sharing with us your personal experience in the pursuit of decent work for all and having the determination to follow your passions despite the challenges. Now, I would like to introduce Miss Michelle White from Boston, Massachusetts, who describes herself as an optimistic advocate for people experiencing homelessness, poverty, and hunger. And it was her personal experience of caring for her child's medical needs that led her to advocacy work. Michelle, the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much, Rio, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle White. I'm a grad student. I'm a mother and an advocate from Boston. My 7-year-old is the most unique of all 3 of my children. He is the one who started my advocacy journey. I had what is known as a high-risk pregnancy. My son was born 10 weeks early, and he has multiple disabilities. For the first 6 months of his life, he did not see the outside. After he was released, the hospital that we received care in, they had a revolving door. And I would always say, oh, that revolving door. Why? Because we were in and out of that hospital for the first 3 years of his life. My son has a chronic lung disease. He has respiratory problems. And prior to the pandemic, we were constantly in isolation because we really couldn't have that many people around us. He has mobility issues. He has balance issues, and he doesn't walk. He has feeding issues. He doesn't eat by mouth. He has speech issues. He doesn't speak. He says, "Mama," and that's about it. Finding care for my son is like a puzzle or a maze. A pediatric nurse is something that's very, very rare because it takes a very unique skill set. People get nervous when they have children with a lot of medical issues. There are a lot of tubes, there are a lot of wires, and it takes a lot of time. When nurses come to my home, I have to train them. Why? Because I know my son best. I can never find adequate child care. So I am his primary caregiver. When you have a child who is disabled, he doesn't go to regular daycare. He needs a specialty daycare. When I applied What I was told was that my son was too complex for them to care for him. So there was only one option, mom, and that was it. I'm his teacher. I'm his physical therapist. I'm his occupational therapist. I'm his speech therapist. I'm his gen ed teacher. I do everything for him. All of this prevents me from working, but I'm working. I'm not being paid for my work. I'm doing direct care work of a trained professional, multiple trained professionals. And I've been working for almost 8 years, unpaid. I don't get cash assistance. I started to get cash assistance in January, but I've been cut off 3 times. 3 times. I'm getting certification every 90 days. Something's wrong with the system. Going through the process of having to prove that you need help, to prove that you need resources, there's too much red, blue, green, orange, and purple tape. And you have to literally bend over backwards. A lot of people like to say that they're behind the 8 ball for people in poverty, people who are underrepresented, underserved, women of color, who are single parents. They're not even on the pool table. We've got to be at the table first to be behind the 8 ball. I remember someone saying to me, you can get paid for taking care of your son, but you would have to sign custody over to the state in order to get paid. I said, absolutely not. A parent shouldn't have to put their child in a state system in order to get funding to care for your child. Being my son's unpaid caregiver, his social worker, indefinitely is a policy that needs to change. I think in order for it to change, policymakers need to spend a month in my life. And that means they need to spend 30 days in a situation where there are limited resources, 30 days with limited quality food, 30 days with limited sleep, and all while providing constant care, quality care. If I made policy, I would create social protections for families who have children with limited abilities, regardless of what that is. It does not have to be anything that's specific because we are all individuals and we all have different challenges. Healthcare providers are aware of all of these challenges when they release families' homes, and they're having and should be the first line of protection. My son is a blessing to me, as I said, because he opened my eyes into people with disability, and it changed my lens. He changed my perspective and my understanding of what the underrepresented population are dealing with, what women are dealing with, what people of color continue to deal with, what people who are not fully able to, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, what they're dealing with. COVID gave me an opportunity to put that new perspective into action. When everything moved online, I was able to complete my bachelor's degree in psychology. I could never do it because I couldn't find adequate childcare. That propelled me into getting my master's degree in urban planning. I think a lot of people don't fully realize the importance of urban planning, which focuses a lot on public health issues. If you're in a building where you are limited and there are stairs, there's no way for you to get out. It's a public health issue. When you have policies and no one challenges them, they continue to do as usual. I'm one who will challenge because I continue to be challenged by multiple systems where social protections are not afforded to those in need. I can't save the world, but I'm going to do something to save as many as I can. The direction that I'm going now in my journey is all due to my son. Thank you.
for sharing your experience, but most of all for your passion and for being such a fierce advocate. It is now my pleasure to introduce Miss Julia Miranda. I met Julia last night. She's a first-year student at NYU who has been involved in ATD actions in New York for several years. And today, she will sing for us, Bill Withers, A Lovely Day. And if you feel moved to do so, please feel free to sing along.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia Miranda. I'm an 18-year-old student and singer-songwriter, and this song is Lovely Day by Bill Withers. And I think it's really important to hear this now because it reminds us of all the people that keep us going. So, thank you. When I wake up in the morning, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Something without wanting love is heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Day that lies ahead of me, it's impossible to say. Someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. People live in poverty, the world is looking gray. Stand in solidarity, hopes to make a change. Then I look at you, no matter how different we'll be, we can see it through. Equal opportunity, it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
I really enjoyed this space. Please welcome students from the United Nations International School who will read the text of the commemorative stone in 6 UN languages: English, Arabic, Chinese, French, Russian, and Spanish.
Hi, I'm Rohit, and I'm going to be reading the script in English. Wherever men and women are condemned to live in extreme poverty, human rights are violated. To come together to ensure that these rights be respected is our solemn duty. Joseph Rzinsky.
Hello, my name is Lena, and I will be reciting in Arabic. إنما وجد أناس حكم عليهم العيش بالبؤس تكون هنالك حقوق الإنسان منتهكة. التعاون والاحترامها هو واجب مقدس. Brzezinski.
Hello, my name is James Liu, and I'm going to be reciting in Chinese. 哪里有人被迫生活在赤贫中，哪里的人权就被忽视、剥夺。团结起来，为使人权受到尊重，是我们的神圣义务。约瑟夫。
Good afternoon. My name is Irina, and I will be reciting in Russian. Там, где человек вынужден жить в нищете, нарушаются права человека. Объединиться в борьбе за уважение этих прав есть священный долг каждого. Жозеф Фрижинский.
Hello, my name is Charles, and I'll be reciting in French. Là où des hommes sont condamnés à vivre dans la misère, les droits de l'homme sont violés. S'unir pour les faire respecter est notre droit sacré.
Hi, I'm Anisha. I'll be reciting in Spanish. Allí donde hay mujeres y hombres condenados a vivir a la miseria, los derechos humanos son violados. Unirse para hacerlos respetar es un deber sagrado.
Thank you. The message written on this stone, proclaiming that extreme poverty is a violation of human rights, is as relevant today as it was when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was signed. We would now like to observe a moment of silence in honor and remembrance of the victims of extreme poverty, to be followed by the Lavender Light, Black and People of All Color, Lesbian and Gay Gospel Choir singing a Sam's Cook, That Change is Going to Come.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, and I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. And I go to my brother. I say, brother, help me, please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, yes, every time that I thought I could let go long, I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, and I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. A change is gonna come. I know, the change. A change is gonna come. I know that change. A change is gonna come. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. A change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. Oh, yeah. A change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. Say it, say it, say it. A change is gonna come. Coming, coming, coming now. A change is gonna come. Oh, a change is gonna come.
Yes, a change is going to come when we stand together in solidarity and commit to do our part in ending poverty. Thank you, Love and the Lights, for your powerful voices, your powerful message. Look, we have even chased the cloud away. So, thank you. I would now like to introduce Mr. Jahir Mauricio Palache from the Workers' Justice Project. Originally from Panama, Jahil is a construction worker currently living in New York. He will share his experience as an immigrant seeking decent work. Jahil will be speaking in Spanish. Please use the QR code to access the translation of Jahir. The floor is yours.
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Yair. Soy obrero de la construcción y activista del proyecto Justicia Laboral. Soy panameño. Comencé a trabajar desde los 13 años porque en mi familia éramos muy pobres. A los 19 años tuve mi primer empleo. Éramos muchos haciendo fila en un proyecto de la construcción todas las mañanas. Y al final del día me contrataron. Nunca pensé en venir a vivir a los Estados Unidos. Mi esposa y mis hijos vinieron a visitar a sus padres. Un día decidieron quedarse aquí. Estuve viniendo de visita durante 8 años, hasta que un día me negaron la visa. Me quedé 3 años sin poder ver a mi familia. En mi país, era especialista en seguridad y salud ocupacional, los que se dedican a eliminar los accidentes en la construcción. Aquí me cambiaron mi herramienta, una pluma, una computadora, por un martillo y una pala. Pensaba que en Nueva York viviría mejor, pero no fue así. En esta ciudad el sistema te explota. Te obligan a no ser buen ser humano, a pasar por encima de cualquiera. Tienes que esclavizarte, salir de madrugada, recorrer 2 horas de camino y llegar con un jefe que te explota, te pone a competir con los demás. El jefe sabe que llegas con problemas. Ya lo ha visto antes. No le importan tus papeles. Ellos piensan que no vale nada. Ellos piensan que necesitas el empleo. Te van a ofrecer el salario mínimo para que te quedes. Te dirán que con el tiempo te lo van a mejorar. De esta forma te amarran. Estados Unidos necesita mucha mano de obra. Recurren a nosotros. A pesar de que hay leyes que impiden que los indocumentados trabajen, conocen las infracciones al acoso laboral. ¿Dónde está la deficiencia? Si revisan todas las obras, no se terminarán y el país no crecería. Muchos compañeros dejaron todo atrás. No tienen seguridad en volver a donde empezaron. Es la razón por la que aceptan todo lo que aquí le puedan ofrecer. Los jefes conocen sus derechos, pero si tú bajas la cabeza, van a aprovecharse de ese pequeño momento. Los latinos tenemos todo el conocimiento pleno para realizar las actividades que aquí se requieren. Saben que podemos hacerlos. Lo haremos a costa de lo que sea. Se puede ver en los edificios de las grandes ciudades que hay aquí. Nosotros los construimos, pero al final de la terminación de la obra no podemos volver a entrar. Para mí un trabajo decente es conseguir que un grupo de trabajadores trabaje correctamente, que saquen la productividad del día, sin explotarlos ni maltratarlos, que no abusen de sus derechos o se aprovechen de sus debilidades. No pido que me regalen nada. Dame lo que me merezco. Déjame darte lo que sé. Todos los trabajadores son decentes. Todos los trabajos son decentes cuando no atentan contra la voluntad ni los valores morales de alguien. La protección social exige que cada proyecto de construcción, los obreros cuenten con seguro de vida, que se les dote de todos los equipos necesarios y que se les pague correctamente. Que no les estén explotando con jornadas adicionales. Una persona que hace trabajo excesivo no puede funcionar ni en casa ni en la obra. Toda esta situación destruye nuestra salud y es un potencial peligro. Si no hay inspecciones en cada obra, no habrá protección social. Solo hace falta la disposición del gobierno. Pero no podemos esperar que todo venga de parte del gobierno. Para que algo cambie, primero tengo que cambiar yo. Hay que cambiar la de mis compañeros. Yo conozco mis condiciones laborales. Soy bueno con mis manos. Soy bueno realizando mi trabajo. Trato que mis compañeros, de aconsejarlo cada día a que hagan las cosas correctas, a que trabajen de forma segura, a que no se exponga a lo que les ponen el peligro del trabajo. Además, debemos crear organizaciones como un proyecto de justicia laboral a la cual yo pertenezco, las cuales se preocupan por la salud de cada trabajador, por la documentación y indocumentados. Les ayudan a reivindicar sus derechos, llevando a cabo incidencias políticas. De esta manera hemos participado en acciones en la Cámara de Representantes para asegurar un presupuesto con asociaciones como la nuestra. Pero el presupuesto anual se agava. Esto se gasta. Es necesario crear un fondo permanente para que estas instituciones puedan seguir trabajando. El mensaje que deseo que se lleven es: yo tengo que hacer mi parte, pero los gobernantes, los jefes, los obreros deben hacer la suya. No puedo esperar que en mi casa existan beneficios y comida y comodidades para mí, para mis hijos, sabiendo que yo estoy permitiendo que para otros, para el hijo del vecino, para el hijo del compañero, no existan las mismas condiciones. Lo que quiero para mí y para mis hijos, también lo quiero para el hijo del vecino, del compañero de trabajo.
For sharing the difficulties of the immigrant experience in obtaining decent work. Your advocacy and solidarity with others to ensure the rights of decent work to your community is inspiring.
I would now like to introduce Ms. Cynthia Samuel Olonjuwon of the International Labour Organization, Special Representative to the UN and the Director of ILO Office for the United Nations. Ms. Samuel Olonjuwon, the floor is yours.
Wow. It's really been a wonderful event, right? Who agrees with me? This has been awesome. Choir, rock. Did you listen to those young ladies? Amazing. Were they inspiring? You guys, thanks for the great work. It's really wonderful to be part of this. Thanks for MC, and it's very personally, I'm really thrilled that I'm part of this. But this is my first. So we have Jose in the house, who has been part of the organization for 43 years. For 42 years. And then we really thank the ATV football for inviting us, for bringing us together. They took a risk. Matthew has been checking the weather since Thursday, whether we'll be outdoors or indoors or in between. It turned out very well. Thank you so much for this event and for your participation over the years. This is the 32nd with the UN. We're really proud to be associated with you, and we're really glad that the theme for this year is decent work and social protection. And it just doesn't end there. There's a colon, and it says putting dignity in practice for all. Yeah. I hear the amen. I'm going to hear the amen. I have some of my colleagues here from the UN, Dexter from OHCR, and other colleagues who are involved in this very important responsibility. Before I share with you what I have here, and having listened to all those who spoke before me, I just felt I should share this personal dimension with you. That the interest in poverty is not just because I've worked with the UN or with the ILO. And the theme of this year's celebration resonates with me on a personal level. My mother was a house help. She started her life as a house help. And you can see the impact of education and decentralization, changing not just the life of the generation. She ended her life as the nation's senior teaching hospital in her country. Education, passion, commitment, but more importantly, decent work. And I want to start by making bold that we cannot end poverty in a sustainable and inclusive manner if people do not have decent work.
That's my first key take.